Too many times, us as people will see or think of something going on with society and the world, and many of us will feel like we're too small or can't do anything about it. A good example of this would be bullying in school. Sometimes you might see like somebody in class or one of your friends like pick on somebody, and you might not think it's right, but you won't really do anything about it. And so, in the presentation that I chose, this was kind of what happens. The presentation that I chose was Charlie Chaplin's speech at the end of The Great Director. I chose this as a real speech because even though it was a fictional movie, Chaplin wrote, directed, and starred in the movie himself. And so I considered it a real speech because he was addressing the American people. In a way, Chaplin was calling American people to act for a much greater good. And while the background and the movie is a little intense, the speech can still be applied in many other ways. Charlie Chaplin was basically George Clooney times Brad Pitt in movie industry importance. In 1940, which was the time of the speech, he was a renowned silent film star, and The Great Director was his first non-silent film, which he directed, wrote, and starred in 2 roles. Charlie Chaplin took notice of Hitler's rise to power in East Europe, and he was very critical of Nazi Germany and the fascism going on in Italy. After the film, however, though, he was kind of unpopular for his criticism of Germany. The historical background, it was 1940, and America was at home listening to the fabulous Dorseys, drinking their soda pop, and meanwhile Hitler had already invaded Austria. He was wanting world domination, the termination of Jews, and America, however, was fresh out of World War I and didn't want to be drugged through another war, so they kind of wanted to stay out of things. And that goes back to like the bullying example I said earlier. They were seeing the things that were going on that Hitler was doing, but wasn't sure if they should get into it or not. The background's very important because the movie, it's the fictional country of Tasmania, and the background is very important because Chaplin makes fun of her throughout the movie, and then the speech at the end, he's actually mimicking Hitler's speech pattern and the way he gave all of his speeches. The way he addresses the audience, it starts off really slow, much like Adolf Hitler, and throughout the speech he gets more and more intense. He references the Bible when talking to people as a patho and to try to get with their emotions. He alternates between negative and positive juxtapositions. For example, he'll say, we think too much and feel too little, and what that does is make the audience question their own views and kind of get torn between their own emotions and start viewing things a different way. He addresses the people as you the people, as opposed to we the people as a lot of Americans are used to, and that's really important because Americans can really relate to that. He says to unite against the different evils, against greed, machinery, and just things that are against humanity. Unite's another word that Americans can relate to, as that's been a very important word in our culture. He challenges everybody to think about how we can make the world a better society in a very stern way. Chaplin was very, as I said before, he wasn't popular after the movie came out, so I thought he was a very stand-up guy for speaking his mind about what was going on in a different country. He later said in his autobiography It's actually called My Autobiography by Charlie Chaplin. He said that he did not know the real horrors that were going on in Europe, even though he talked about Germans persecuting Jews. He didn't really know what was really going on as far as concentration camps go. And a lot of help that I got for the speech was by Professor Lori Bedell of Penn State University, and they had a page that helped with a lot of the analysts of the speech and rhetoric, so that helped a lot too. But that's it for the great director. So I hope y'all go home and look it up because it's a really good speech. Woo! Yeah! I forgot to cite my source, so I had to do that one thing.
I think it's still recording.
She can do that.
Yeah, you can edit it.
Oh
yeah, you can edit it.
I don't care if she hears it or not.
Me was trying to co-shine. Did you hit stop?
Well, they sitting there playing like,
Yeah.
What if it didn't?
I didn't even read it.
He like crawls over and lays right next to Shiny.
Shiner like laid on my foot at one point.
And he gave up on his bed.
Ooh, I was a little nervous. I thought I was going to run out of things to talk about.